and she doesn't even realize she's doing it. That's the part no one talks about. The mirroring. The way she subtly starts to match your posture, your pace, your words. Not because she's trying to, but because something deeper is pulling her toward you. Most people notice it and dismiss it. They think it's coincidence. They move on. They miss everything. Don't be that person. What you're about to understand changes how you read every interaction you'll ever have with a woman. Not in a manipulative way, in a clarity way. The kind of clarity that separates people who understand human nature from people who spend their whole lives confused by it. Here's where most men go wrong. They're watching for the obvious, the smile, the eye contact, the laugh. And yes, those matter. But they're surface signals, easy to fake, easy to misread. Mirroring is different. Mirroring happens below conscious thought. It lives in the part of the brain that operates before language, before logic, before she even forms an opinion about how she feels. It's ancient, primal, and almost impossible to fake. When she copies you, your gestures, your vocabulary, the way you tilt your head, that's her nervous system speaking. Not her words, her nervous system. And nervous systems don't lie. This phenomenon has a name. It's called the chameleon effect, and it was studied extensively by psychologists Tanya Chartrand and John Bargh in the late 1990s. What they found was simple and devastating. People unconsciously mimic the behavior of those they feel connected to. And the mimicry increases the more they like the person. It's not a trick. It's not a test. It's a biological signature of genuine interest. So, what does it actually look like in real life? You lean back in your chair. A few seconds later, she leans back too. You start using a specific phrase, something slightly unusual, something that's yours, and within a week, she's using it in her own conversations. You slow your speech down, and somehow, she gets quieter too, more deliberate, more like you. These are not accidents. There's something else. Watch her hands when you talk. If your hands are on the table, where does she put hers? If you're animated and expressive, does her energy lift to meet yours? If you go still and calm, does the conversation soften? The space between two people is always communicating. Most people just never learn to read it. Now here's where it gets more interesting. Because mirroring isn't just a sign she likes you. It's a sign she's bonding to you. There's a distinction. Liking is light. Bonding is gravitational. And the deeper the mirroring, the deeper the bond that's forming, whether she's consciously aware of it or not. But there's a trap here, and most men fall straight into it. They notice the mirroring, they get excited, and then they change. They become louder or more performative, or they start trying to create moments instead of letting moments happen. And the second they do that, the mirroring stops. Because she wasn't mirroring a performance. She was mirroring you. This is the part that requires some real honesty. Mirroring only works as a signal when it's mirroring something authentic. If you're playing a character, she'll mirror the character, and when the character eventually drops, and it always drops, she won't recognize the person underneath it. That's not attraction. That's a transaction with an expiration date. The men who benefit most from understanding this are the ones who use it as feedback, not fuel. They don't get arrogant when they see it, they get calibrated. They think, what is it about me right now, in this version of myself, that she's responding to? And then they lean into that, not artificially, consciously. That's the difference between manipulation and mastery. There's another layer to this that almost nobody mentions. You can use mirroring intentionally, strategically, to build rapport and trust early in an interaction. Not to deceive someone, but to signal safety. When you subtly match someone's posture, their speaking pace, even the rhythm of their breathing, their brain reads you as familiar, as one of them. The walls come down faster. The conversation goes deeper. Therapists do this. Elite negotiators do this. The most naturally charismatic people on earth do this without even knowing they're doing it. And here's the psychological truth that most people will never sit with long enough to understand. Attraction is not primarily about what you say or what you look like. It's about how someone feels when they're near you. And the most powerful way to make someone feel seen, safe, and drawn to you is to make them feel like you and them are somehow the same frequency. Mirroring is how the brain confirms resonance.
When she copies the way you speak, she isn't imitating you. She's telling you, without words, without even knowing it, that she has tuned herself to your signal. The question is whether you're transmitting something worth tuning into. That answer? That's on you. But now at least you know what to look for.